Dear students, find A inverse for the matrix 1 minus 2 3 0 minus 1 4 minus 2 2 1. Okay, let us consider this is the matrix A. First we have to find an adjoint of A. You know how to find adjoint of A, shortcut method. Okay, first start from here, minus 1 4 0 minus 1 we have to write here, 2 1 minus 2 2 we have to write here. Next minus 2 3 1 minus 2 right here, and start with which one you are starting, same, end with the same row, minus 1 4 0 minus 1. So the transposition of a matrix obtained by taking entries as cross multiplication, minus 1 into 1 minus 2 into 4 minus 9. So this cross multiplication, this one, this cross multiplication, this one. Next this cross multiplication, this one, 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 this cross multiplication, this one. For this transposition gives adjoint of A. So there is nothing but this one, minus 8 minus 9 minus 8 okay, minus 5 minus 8 is 7 of minus 4 minus 2 2 minus 1. So now that A is nothing but you know how to expand the determinant. So this determinant to find out, that is nothing but 1 into minus 9 plus 2 into 8 plus 3 into minus 2. Simplify, you get minus 9 plus 16 minus 6, that is you get 1 value. So now A inverse is equal to 1 by that A into adjoint of A. 1 by that A means 1 by 1, so that has no meaning, so directly you write adjoint of A. Okay, in objective method, how to do? First suppose 3 5 7 2 minus 3 1 1 1 2, then find A inverse. First we have to add the corresponding columns. Actually we know one thing, A into A inverse is equal to I. So the resulting matrix, take the resulting here options, multiply A to A in this any one of the matrix, that means verification, this to this. If you get a identity matrix 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, that is the right answer. Or multiply these two, or multiply these two, or multiply these two. If you get identity matrix, then that is all the inverse of that matrix. In other words, one more thing you do, 3 2 1 add, 5 minus 3 1 add, 7 1 2 you add. Now our concept is 6 multiply to 6 3 10 multiply to corresponding columns, elements. Okay, 6 3 10 multiply to first column, 6 3 3 2 10 1, just multiply corresponding elements, first to first, second to second, third to third. If you get resulting and take the summation, if you get the resulting is equal to 1, then that is only the, and that is verification for first column, second column and third column. Same for second column also, 6 into 5 3 into minus 3 10 into 1. So if all these get only 1 resulting, then that is only the option. See here, 6 into 3 18, 3 into 2 6, 10 into 1 10. If you add these corresponding resulting elements, if you get that value becomes to 1, then you have to go for checking this one, then after that you have to go for this checking this one. Actually first one only it is not going to 1, so this is not correct answer. Next go to this one, 6 into 3 18, 3 into 5 15, 10 into 7 70. If we add those resulting values, if you get 1, then you go for checking for second column, after that checking for third column. Actually here also not satisfying, it is more than 1, so not, this is the answer. Now go to third option, 6 7s are 42, 3 3s are 9, that means 51, 10 into minus 5 minus 50, 51 minus 50 1. Maybe first column is satisfied, we don't know second column third column satisfies or not, then we have to check everyone. Okay, so in other words, just leave it, just you hold this option, then you go to this one. Here it's 1 0 0 they given, 6 into 1 6, 3 into 0 0, 10 into 0 0, so totally we get a 6. So the first one also not satisfied, fourth option, so go for directly third option. Otherwise you multiply to 6 into 3 18, 3 into 1 3, 10 into minus 2, 18 plus 3 21 minus 20, it is also 1 only. Same, 6 into minus 26, 3 into minus 11, 10 into 19 also gives 1 only. So here option is 3. See here one more example. 7 minus 3 3 minus 1 1 0 minus 1 0 1. So resulting it is 5. It is minus 2. By adding these two, you take this is also, I think so, it is 3 or minus 3 once I will check it out. So 5 ones are 5 minus 2 minus 2. Yes, it is, you take minus 3, it is also okay. So this is 5, this is minus 2, this is minus 2. So go for the options. 5 into 1 5, minus 6 minus 6, it is minus 6 minus 6 minus 12 plus 5, so it is not equal to 1, so no need to verify for remaining columns. Next 5 into 1 5 minus 8 minus 6, so 5 minus 8 minus 6 also not equal to 1 if you add corresponding values. Okay, so don't go for B option also. Next 5 into 1 5 minus 2 into 3 minus 6 minus 2 into 3 minus 6, so it is also not equal to 1. Actually add values, resulting values. Okay, now 5 into 1 5 minus 2 minus 2, 5 minus 2 minus 2 means addition 1, so automatically option B1 is the correct answer. Next one, properties of inverse matrix. A inverse whole inverse gives A only. AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. So reverse, same like AB whole transpose B transpose into A transpose. Adjoint of AB is adjoint of B into adjoint of A. Same like AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. ABC whole inverse is nothing but C inverse, B inverse, A inverse. Reverse procedure. A transpose whole inverse is nothing but A inverse whole transpose. What you get A transpose whole inverse, same thing you get A inverse whole transpose. I inverse is equal to I only. Identity matrix inverse gives identity matrix only. And if A is an involutory matrix, then A inverse is equal to I. So what is the meaning of involutory? A square is equal to I. If A square is equal to I, then A inverse is equal to A only. That means if A square is equal to I, that means A into A is equal to I. So AB is equal to I means A inverse is equal to B. In the place of B here A only. So A inverse is equal to A only. Next, if A is equal to A0 0 0 B0 0 0 C. Okay, so it is nothing but a diagonal matrix. Then adjoint of A is nothing but, for this A you take BC, for this B you take AC, for this C you take AB. So BC 0 0 0 AC 0 0 0 AB. Multiplication. In the place of A you write product of these two. In the place of B you write product of these two. In the place of C you write the product of these two. And remaining it is also nothing but a diagonal matrix only. Okay, and A inverse is nothing but adjoint of A gives this one. A inverse gives 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C, 0 0 0 0 0 0. Same zeros we get. Okay, if A is orthogonal matrix, orthogonal matrix means what? A into A transpose is equal to I. So in the place of A transpose, what you have? That means in the place of B you have A transpose. That means AB is equal to I, then A inverse is equal to B. So in the place of B we have A transpose, so A inverse is equal to A transpose. Very simple proof. Next, inverse of skew symmetric matrix of odd order is not defined. Inverse of skew symmetric matrix of odd order you cannot define because of determinant of a skew symmetric matrix of odd order is equal to 0. So that means that is a singular matrix. If a matrix is singular, then A inverse does not exist. That is the reason. Next one. Determinant of A inverse is equal to 1 by det A. Very, very easy. And actually, instead of finding A inverse, if you have determinant of A inverse, directly you write 1 by det A. Very simple formula. Because of, if you take actually A into A inverse is equal to I, na? So both sides you take modulus. That means determinant. Actually we need to find out here determinant. Both sides you take a determinant. So det A into det A inverse is equal to 1. Det A is equal to 1 means det A into det A inverse is equal to 1. So det A transpose this side, then you have only det A inverse. That is det A inverse is equal to 1 by det A. Next property, very important. Only adjoint of A is equal to det A whole power n minus 2 into A. Adjoint of A is equal to det A whole power n minus 2 into A. First of all, actually what we have to do for A, we have to find out adjoint of A. For that resulting matrix, again we have to find adjoint. So instead of doing this one, just you go for det A whole power n minus 2 into A. Okay, so take one example and simplify, you get the same. Okay, now adjoint of A whole inverse. Actually here this is det A inverse. It is adjoint of A whole inverse is equal to A by det A. A by det A. Why? Because here A into adjoint of A is equal to det A into I. Okay. See here, if you want to find out adjoint of your A whole inverse. Adjoint of A whole inverse means this one you transpose to this side. If you transpose this one to this side, you get a whole inverse. Actually, in other words, you can understand one thing. If you transpose det A to this side, det A by det A into adjoint of A is equal to I. Okay, A by det A into adjoint of A is equal to I means, let us consider adjoint of A is the matrix A. Let us consider some matrix A. And A by det A is another matrix B. If BA is equal to I, then BA, that means BA is equal to I. That means AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Then A inverse is equal to B. Same here, for this inverse matrix is nothing but what you get the resulting that matrix. Here what you get, if you transpose det A to this side and keep denominator of A, then A by det A is into the adjoint of A is equal to I means adjoint of A whole inverse is equal to A by det A. So that is only the proof of this one. Adjoint of A whole inverse is equal to A by det A. Next, adjoint of A transpose is nothing but adjoint of A whole transpose. Very simple. Okay. Same, A transpose whole inverse is equal to A inverse whole transpose. How you get? So adjoint of A transpose also you get a adjoint of A whole transpose. Next one, if AB is equal to AC, implies B is equal to C if A is non-singular. Actually in the matrices, if AB is equal to AC, then need not be B is equal to C. But when it is equal to C means, when it is equal, B is equal to C means if A is non-singular, that is that A is not equal to 0. Once you see AB is equal to AC, both sides you multiply A inverse. Once you remember, for inverse matrix, if you want to multiply for AB on left side, same A inverse you should multiply on the RHS also in left side only. If you multiply here A inverse, if you multiply here A inverse, it is not meaningful, not correct also. So if A inverse multiply, where, which side? Same side we have to multiply for this AC also. So left side, here also left side. If you multiply A inverse right side, A inverse here also you should multiply this side, right side only. So now A inverse into A, you can associative property you apply. A inverse into A into B is equal to A inverse A into C. A inverse into A is equal to I only, IB. Okay, here you should write IB. IB is equal to A inverse A is equal to IC. II get cancelled, then B is equal to C. Because of why? What is the relation between this why these two cancel means this will be exist only when A inverse exists. When A inverse exists only, we can multiply on both sides. So when A inverse exists, that A is not equal to 0. That means A is non-singular. Then identity matrix, any matrix into identity matrix gives same matrix. Any matrix into identity matrix gives same matrix. So B is equal to C. If A inverse does not exist, we cannot multiply and we never get this one. Okay, next one. If AB is equal to null matrix, and A is not equal to null matrix implies determinant of B is equal to 0. If AB is equal to null matrix O and A is not equal to O, then determinant of B is equal to 0. It is 0 matrix, it is 0. Determinant of a number is a scalar constant. So determinant of B is equal to 0. Suppose you go in reverse method, this one. If you want to prove this one, reverse method, actually this condition is very important. AB is equal to O and A is not equal to O, then that B is equal to 0. But B matrix may be 0, may be 0 matrix, may not be 0 matrix. Actually, we know that one. If product of two matrices is equal to 0 matrix means then A need not be 0 and B need not be 0 matrices. Okay. Here also A is not equal to 0 matrix, but determinant of B is equal to 0. I am not saying B is equal to 0 matrix. Determinant of B is equal to 0. Suppose determinant of B is not equal to 0. So determinant of B is not equal to 0 means B inverse exists. So there exists B inverse. Okay. And AB is equal to O they given. That means both sides you multiply B inverse. A into B inverse is equal to O into B inverse. So null matrix if you multiply to any matrix gives null matrix only. So B into B inverse is equal to I. So AI is equal to O. That means A is equal to O. So but what they given? A is not equal to O. So if you take, suppose not be determinant of B is not equal to 0, so it is a contradiction to given condition. So obviously we should consider determinant that B is equal to 0. So which is contradiction, so that B is equal to 0. Next one. If A is not equal to A square is equal to I, then determinant of A plus I is equal to how much? A is not equal to A square and this A square is equal to I they given, then determinant of A plus I is equal to how much he is asking. So here A square is equal to I they given. So A square minus I is equal to 0. Actually A square minus I means A plus I into A minus I. It is also like 1. For suppose A square minus 1 is equal to, how can you write A plus 1 into A minus 1? So in the matrices also I square is nothing but I only. So this one you can write as I square. So you can write as A plus I into A minus I is equal to O. So both sides apply determinant. Determinant of A plus I into determinant of A minus I is equal to O. Actually, you understand here what is they given? A is not equal to A square is equal to I means A is not equal to I also. A is not equal to I means A minus I is not equal to null matrix. A minus I is not equal to null matrix. If product of these two matrices is equal to null matrix and one of the matrix A minus I is not equal to null matrix, then obviously we can say determinant of A plus I is equal to 0 according to this property. Okay. Next one. If A is not equal to I and A is idempotent matrix, then that A is equal to how much? All these are very conceptual problems. Okay. A is not equal to I and A is an idempotent matrix. Idempotent matrix means A square is equal to A. Involuntary matrix A square is equal to I. Idempotent matrix means A square is equal to A. So if A is idempotent matrix, A square is equal to A. So A square minus A is equal to null matrix. Take A common. A minus I is equal to O, null matrix. So A into A minus I is equal to null matrix and given A is not equal to I. So A minus I is also not equal to null matrix. If product is equal to null matrix and one of the matrix is not equal to 0, then other determinant of other matrix becomes to 0 according to same theory. Next one. If P is not equal to Q and P cube is equal to Q cube and P square Q is equal to Q square P, then determinant of P square plus Q square is equal to. Here P is not equal to Q they given, so P minus Q also not equal to 0. So we have to use same procedure. See, I have to do one thing here. I have to get P square plus Q square. How can I get P square plus Q square? Actually here P cube is equal to Q cube they given, P square Q is equal to Q square P they given. Subtract these two equations once you check it out. So P cube minus P square Q is equal to Q cube minus Q square P. From these two if you take what can you take? P square common. Okay. So pq minus p square q is equal to qq minus q square p. Take p square common, what you get? P minus q. Q square common, what you get? Q minus p. So take minus common from here, what you get? Minus p minus q. Otherwise, first transpose after take common, minus common. First transpose this side. So what you have? Minus q square into q minus p is equal to 0. Now you take minus common here. What you get? Minus into minus plus q square into p minus q. Okay. Now this p minus q take common. So p square plus q square into p minus q is equal to O. What they given? P minus q is not equal to O. So then if p minus q is not equal to O and product of these two matrices is equal to O, and what you can say, determinant of p square plus q square is equal to 0. Okay, product is equal to O and p minus q is not equal to O. So then second matrix determinant becomes to 0.